She gave up the one interview that could have saved her life for a little girl crying alone in the rain. What Bella didn't know was that helping that child would put a target on her back and a dangerous man's heart in her hands. The alarm didn't fail Bella Monroe. Life did. She was already dressed at 6:47 a.m. Pressed white blouse, natural hair pinned perfectly, the one good blazer she owned hanging over the bathroom door like a promise. Today was the day. After 11 months of rejection emails, after double shifts at the diner, after lying to her mama in Georgia that she was doing fine, Bella had finally landed an interview at Voss and Kong, one of Chicago's most powerful financial firms. She rehearsed in the mirror, confident, qualified, ready. Outside, Chicago wasn't cooperating. Rain hit the windows sideways. The kind of rain that didn't fall, it attacked. By the time Bella reached the bus stop, her umbrella had surrendered. Yep, and the number 12 was running 18 minutes late. She stood there, soaked to her ankles, watching the minutes on her phone disappear like dollar bills. 9:03. Interview at 10 o'clock, 12 blocks away. She could still make it. She started walking fast, heels clicking against wet pavement, chin up even as mascara threatened to betray her. People rushed past with their own umbrellas, their own emergencies. Nobody looked at each other. That was Chicago in the rain. Then she heard it. Not thunder. Oh, not traffic. A child crying, soft, desperate, the kind of sound that doesn't ask for help. It just leaks out of someone too tired to keep holding it in. Bella slowed. Every practical bone in her body screamed, "Keep walking." Her whole future was 10 blocks ahead. But the sound was coming from inside a bus shelter, half hidden behind a bench. A little girl, maybe 7, soaked through. Alone. Bella stopped walking. God, why today? Would you have stopped? Or kept walking to save your future? Drop your answer in the comments. This is about to get intense. Bella ducked into the shelter, crouching low so she wasn't towering over the child. The girl was beautiful. Sharp cheekbones, dark almond eyes swollen from crying, black hair plastered to her forehead. Her clothes were expensive. Bella could tell immediately. The kind of expensive that didn't announce itself but whispered. A soft wool coat, tiny leather shoes that probably cost more than Bella's rent. Hey. Bella kept her voice gentle. What's your name, baby? The girl stared, chest hitching with silent sobs. I'm Bella. I'm not going to hurt you, I promise. A long pause, then barely a whisper. Suyon. Suyon, that's beautiful. Bella smiled slowly. Are you lost? The girl's lip trembled and she nodded, fresh tears spilling immediately. Okay, that's okay. Bella sat beside her on the cold bench, ignoring the rain dripping from her blazer. Where's your dad? He had a meeting. Suyon's voice cracked on the word like she'd heard it 1,000 times. His men brought me, but I needed the bathroom and I couldn't find the car and... She dissolved again. Bella checked her phone. 9:21. Her stomach dropped. She pulled up Voss and Kang's number and hovered over it. One call, one explanation. Maybe they'd reschedule. Maybe. She looked at Suyon, shaking violently from cold, eyes searching Bella's face for something safe to hold on to. Bella put the phone away. She took off her blazer, the good one, and wrapped it around the girl's shoulders without hesitation. All right, Suyon, let's get you warm and find your daddy. The girl looked up, stunned, like kindness was a language she rarely heard. Neither of them knew that small moment would change everything. Bella bought Suyon hot chocolate from the corner store, spending the last $12 she'd planned to stretch until Friday. They sat together under the store's awning. Suyon wrapped both hands around the cup like it was precious. She'd stopped crying, but her eyes kept darting nervously to the street. Is your daddy going to be mad? Bella asked carefully. Suyon hesitated too long. He's always scary when he's worried. Scary. Interesting word for a 7-year-old to choose. Before Bella could respond, 3 black SUVs screamed around the corner, tires shrieking against wet asphalt. They stopped hard, aggressive, coordinated, blocking the entire street. Men in black suits poured out before the engines died, earpieces in, hands moving to their sides, in a way that made Bella's blood freeze. These weren't regular bodyguards. Soo-yeon shot to her feet. "Uncle Dae!" One guard rushed forward, dropping to his knees, checking the girl frantically, speaking rapid Korean. Then his eyes cut to Bella. Cold, assessing, dangerous. The last SUV door opened slowly. The man who stepped out didn't rush. Didn't need to. The rain seemed to part for him. Tall, sharp-jawed, dressed in a black coat that cost more than Bella's entire wardrobe. His face was stone, but his eyes, scanning until they found his daughter, briefly cracked open with something raw. Then they landed on Bella, and the stone returned. He spoke to his guard in Korean without breaking eye contact with her. Uncle Dae translated flatly. "Mister, Kwon wants to know who you are and why you have his daughter." Bella blinked. "Are you serious right now?" "I'm the woman who stayed with her instead of going to my job interview," she said evenly. "You're welcome." Min-wook Kwon stared at her like nobody had ever spoken to him that way. Because nobody had. Soo-yeon grabbed Bella's hand suddenly, pulling hard. "She helped me, Appa. She bought me food and gave me her jacket, and she stayed." Her voice was fierce, protective, startling coming from someone so small. Min-wook's jaw tightened almost imperceptibly. He spoke again. Uncle Dae's translation came slower this time, more careful. "Mr. Kwon wishes to compensate you for your time and inconvenience." Bella almost laughed. "I don't want his money." Dead silence. Even the rain seemed to pause. Uncle Dae leaned closer. "Miss, nobody refuses Mr. Kwon." "I just did." Bella gently unwrapped her blazer from Soo-yeon's shoulders, even as the girl clung to it. "Keep it, sweetheart. Stay warm." She looked directly at Min-wook. No flinching, no apology. "Take care of her. She was alone for a long time." She turned to leave. "Wait." Min-wook's voice stopped her. Low, direct, accented, but precise. His first words to her directly. She turned slowly. His expression hadn't softened, but something behind his eyes had shifted. You missed your interview." "Yes." "Because of my daughter." "Because she needed help." He was quiet for 3 full seconds. An eternity for a man like him. "Get in the car." "Excuse me?" "I'll take you to your interview." His tone left no room for argument. "You'll be late regardless. Arriving in my car, you won't be turned away." Bella stared at him. "That's not... I don't need... Bella." Soo-yeon tugged her sleeve. "Please come. Please." And somehow, Bella found herself getting into a car with a man who terrified everyone around him. She just got into a stranger's car. Would you have done the same? Comment below, and if you're loving this story, hit subscribe so you never miss stories like this one. The car smelled like leather and something cold. Power, maybe. Bella sat rigid. Soo-yeon pressed against her side, asleep within minutes, exhausted from the ordeal. Min-wook sat across from them, watching his daughter sleep with an expression Bella couldn't fully read. The silence stretched uncomfortably long. "She said you were scary," Bella said quietly. "Not cruel, just honest." His eyes moved to her slowly. "She's right. She's 7. She shouldn't be right about her father." Something flickered across his face. Not anger. Worse. Guilt. Uncle Dae, sitting up front, glanced back nervously, but Min-wook didn't silence her. They rode quietly for a moment before he said, without looking at her, "Her mother died 14 months ago." Bella's chest tightened. She hadn't expected honesty. "Soo-yeon hasn't laughed in 14 months," he continued, voice completely flat, like he was reading a report. "Until this morning. Uncle Dae said she was laughing with you outside the store." Bella looked at the sleeping child. The girl's fingers had curled into Bella's sleeve even in sleep. She's not hard to make laugh, Bella said softly. She just needs someone to try. Min Wook's jaw moved. He said nothing. They pulled up to the Voss and Kong building. Uncle Day stepped out first, spoke briefly to the front security. The lobby doors opened immediately. No waiting, no sign-in. Min Wook looked at her. They'll see you now. Bella hesitated at the door, then looked back at Soo-yeon, still sleeping. She okay? She's with me. That's what I asked about. The words left her mouth before she could stop them. For the first time, barely, briefly, something that wasn't stone crossed Min Wook's face. She got the job. 3 days later, Bella was still processing it when the black SUV appeared outside her apartment building at 7 p.m. Uncle Day at the wheel. A single handwritten note passed through the window. Soo-yeon wants to thank you properly. Dinner, you may refuse. She'll be devastated. MWK? Bella read it twice, laughed despite herself, and went upstairs to change. Now, the Kwan residence was not a home. It was a fortress dressed as a penthouse. Marble floors, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Chicago, security cameras she could spot, and probably 10 more she couldn't. Cold and stunning and completely empty of warmth. Until Soo-yeon came flying down the hallway screaming, "Bella!" like she was the best thing that had ever happened. They ate at a table too large for 3 people. Soo-yeon talked enough for all of them. Her school, her drawings, a cartoon she loved, a joke she'd learned that made absolutely no sense. Bella laughed anyway, genuinely. Min Wook ate in silence, but he watched. Not suspiciously anymore. Something quieter than that. After Soo-yeon went to bed, he poured 2 glasses of wine without asking and sat across from Bella in the living room. Why aren't you afraid of me? He asked simply. Should I be? Everyone is. Bella considered him. You love your daughter and you feel guilty you haven't been enough for her. That's not terrifying, that's just human. His glass paused halfway to his mouth. What is your business? She asked. His eyes darkened. The kind you don't ask about. Then why am I here, Min Wook? His name in her mouth seemed to surprise him. He looked at her the way people look at something they aren't sure they're allowed to want. Because Soo-yeon smiles when she talks about you, he said quietly. And I'd burn this city down to see her smile. It happened 6 weeks later. Bella had been visiting Soo-yeon regularly, officially unofficial, carefully undefined. She told herself it was for the girl. She'd almost started believing her own lie. Then she overheard everything. She'd arrived early, let herself in with the code Soo-yeon had secretly taught her. Voices carried from Min Wook's office. The door cracked open. His lieutenant, a cold-eyed man named Ryuk, speaking in English deliberately. She's been asking questions about the Gangnam shipment timeline. One of the drivers noticed her near the garage twice. Silence. She's a liability, Ryuk continued. A black American woman with a finance degree suddenly embedded in your home, your daughter attached to her? It's textbook. She's not an agent. Min Wook's voice. You hope she's not? That's different. A pause. You're compromised, sir. This is unlike you. Another silence. Then, Min Wook quiet and hard. Handle the background check. Full sweep. If she's clean, this conversation ends. If she's not... He didn't finish. He didn't need to. Bella stood in the hallway completely still, the words handle, and if she's not echoing through her chest like gunshots. She left without seeing Soo-yeon. That night she sat in her apartment shaking. Not from fear, but from something worse. She'd started trusting him. She'd started feeling something real, and he was running background checks like she was a threat to be neutralized. She called Uncle Day and left one message. Tell him not to contact me. Tell Soo-yeon I'm sorry. Then she cried in a way she hadn't cried in years. 3 days of silence. Then Soo-yeon called from Uncle Day's phone at 11 p.m., crying. Bella, please, Appa won't eat. He just sits. He told Uncle Day he made a terrible mistake, but he doesn't know how to say sorry. He doesn't... He never learned how. Her voice dropped. I learned from him, and even I know sorry matters. Bella pressed her hand over her mouth. Please don't disappear, Soo-yeon whispered. You're the only warm thing in this house. After she hung up, Bella sat with the silence for a long time. She thought about every reason to walk away. The danger, the world he operated in, the fact that his lieutenant had casually implied she could disappear. Real, rational, valid reasons. Then she thought about Min-wook's face when Soo-yeon laughed. The way he'd said I'd burn this city down to see her smile. The way he'd looked at Bella at dinner like she was something he hadn't expected and didn't know how to protect himself from. She thought about the morning she'd almost walked past a crying girl in a bus shelter. She'd stopped then because it was right, not because it was safe. She picked up her phone. Meet me at the bus shelter on Monroe Street, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Come alone. She sent it to Uncle Day's number. 30 seconds later, one reply came back. Not from D. From Min-wook himself. I'll be there. He was already there when she arrived. No SUVs, no guards, no armor of expensive suits, just a dark coat, hands in his pockets, standing in front of the same bus shelter where everything had begun. He looked for the first time since she'd met him like a man rather than a myth. Bella stopped a few feet away. You ran a background check on me, she said. I did. No excuse, no softening. I've spent 10 years trusting no one. Old instinct. Wrong target. He paused. The check came back clean, but that's not why I'm here. Then why? He reached into his coat and held something out. Her blazer, dry cleaned, folded perfectly. She stared at it. Soo-yeon refused to let anyone touch it, he said quietly. She said it belonged to the woman who stayed. Bella took it slowly, fingers brushing his. Neither pulled back. I don't know how to do this, Min-wook said. Yeah, and the honesty in it was almost painful. A man who commanded rooms and silenced people with a look, standing vulnerable in the rain. I don't know how to be chosen instead of feared. I don't know how to... He stopped, jaw tight. But I know Soo-yeon laughs again. I know I haven't felt like a human being in 14 months until you looked at me like I wasn't a monster. Bella's eyes stung. You should have told me about the check, she said. Not because it was dangerous. Because it was disrespectful. I know. And your world? I won't pretend it's simple. It isn't. But Soo-yeon needs you, he said. And His voice dropped to almost nothing. I need to learn how to deserve someone like you. Bella exhaled slowly. Then she held up the blazer. You know I was late to that interview. His eyes softened. I know. Turned out I was running toward the wrong future. She looked at him steadily. Yeah, the right one was crying in a bus shelter. Something in his face broke open. Quiet, real, devastating. Soo-yeon came flying around the corner, then... Of course she'd come. Of course Uncle Dae had driven her, launching herself at Bella with both arms. I knew it. I knew you'd come back. Appa, I told you. Min-wook caught Bella's eyes over his daughter's head, and for the second time she saw him smile. Not small this time. Real. Are we a family now? Soo-yeon demanded loudly. Bella laughed. Min-wook. The man who made lieutenants tremble looked suddenly completely nervous. We're getting there, Bella said, squeezing the girl tight. We're getting there. Sometimes the moment that costs you everything is actually delivering you exactly where you're supposed to be. Which part of Bella's story hit you hardest? Comment below. And if this story moved you, subscribe and hit the bell. We tell stories that remind you love always finds a way.